The Palestinians are edging closer to getting a recognized state, well, at least on paper. The committee will meet again on the expert level next week to discuss the legal framework of the Palestinian application for full member UN status. At a press conference following the Friday meeting, Riyad Mansour, the permanent observer of Palestine to the United Nations, was optimistic.
I understand that the legal argument of the qualification of Palestine and its application has been established, and I think on such basis the experts will discuss the details of our application.
Those qualifications include having a defined territory and a recognized government. As well, under the UN Charter, a new member must also be peace-loving, all points likely to be argued by the U.S. and non-supportive members. The U.S. has already announced it will veto the Palestinian application in the Security Council if it comes to that. President Barack Obama at last week's General Assembly reaffirmed the U.S.'s view that peace between the Palestinians and the Israelis will only come through direct negotiations.
Peace is hard work. Peace will not come through statements and resolutions at the United Nations. If it were that easy, it would have been accomplished by now. Ultimately, it is the Israelis and the Palestinians who must live side by side. Ultimately, it is the Israelis and the Palestinians, not us, who must reach agreement on the issues that divide them.
Last week, Palestinians across the West Bank and Gaza ecstatically watched their president, Mahmoud Abbas, deliver the formal request for full status recognition to the 193-nation-member General Assembly. Meanwhile, demonstrators across New York showed their support.
We're here for a state. We're here for the rights of what everybody else in the world has, and that's to be represented as a state, as a nationality, as a human being. Without that, what do you have?
Yet there is still a long road ahead. The chairman of the special committee will meet with the Security Council in 2 weeks, by which time Nigeria will be holding the rotating presidency after Lebanon, the only Arab member of the Security Council. Yet much of this process is being seen as largely symbolic in the face of a U.S. veto, which will swat all aspirations of full membership status for Palestine, but they can then take their application to the General Assembly for an upgraded observer status, which will require a 2/3 majority vote. But with 130 nations supportive of the Palestinian bid and no veto power allowed in the General Assembly, there is little at that stage that non-supportive members can do to squash the Palestinians' dream. Natalie Carney reporting for Channel News Asia at the United Nations in New York.